Hello and welcome back to Greenhill Junction. I hope you have all enjoyed that wee series of videos on how I went about making the upper level. I really enjoyed doing it. I think it's turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it, and those videos got a lot of views, and on the back of it I got a lot of new subscribers, so welcome to everyone who's subscribed and watched the videos. Big thank you. Also thanks to the people who've stuck by me and watched my videos and comment. Really appreciate it. So what we're going to do is something a wee bit different today, because I have decided to upgrade my controller. So I'm going to show you what controller I have and then what I'm going to upgrade it to. I'm not going to go into a fantastic amount of detail like how to program locos and things like that. I just want to show you what I'm changing, why I'm changing, and what I believe are the benefits of the new system. So I have used the Hornby Elite for about 4 years now. Had it on mould layout, brought it over to the new one, and it's great. I don't do social media much, but it gets a lot of bad press on a lot of forums and Facebooky groups and things like that. So when I was starting to research for my new controller, there was still a lot of people slagging it off, and I don't know what the select is like, but this is great. The reason I got it is because it can control up to 10 locos, and I always knew I'd have multiple tracks, and on this layout I've got 6 tracks plus a fiddle yard that I can move stuff about. So I've had 6 or 7 or even 8 locos moving, and it's done it no problem at all. Really easy to set up. I mean, all you do is run your bus wire, bring the 2 wires on the back and clip them in. Those 2 are for the programming track. I made my own wee programming track, soldered on some wires to this spare bit. So I just plug it in when I need it, power it up, and it's good to go. It's really user friendly too, like the manual's really good, really simplifies it. So say I want to move something, I would press the local button, and what I've got, I'll cock it in the north south, so select number 5, cock it in the north there, and you just turn the accelerator wheel, I guess, and off it goes. Just bring that back down. I probably don't use this to its full potential because I don't mess about with CVs and things like that. I don't have electric points or electrically controlled points, so I got this for under £200. I noticed they've rocketed in price, about £250 now, because I've been researching how much they are, because I want to try and sell this second hand. There's nothing wrong with it, so I don't want to throw it out. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a great controller. The reason I'm getting rid of it, you're probably wondering if it's so good why you're replacing it, is because it has to be hardwired in somewhere. So I have it in the middle of the layout, which is, I suppose, the sensible place to have it. But the problem with this layout is, as it's developed, I've found other places I want to be when the trains are running. So in that corner, and over at the door. And the problem is, if something goes horribly wrong, or there's an impending disaster, if I'm in any of these corners, I have to either crawl under there or crawl under there. Which takes some time to get to the big red button to stop the impending disaster. So that's one of its limitations. The other thing is it only has the 2 wheels controllers, and you can only have 1 loco on at a time on the screen. So when you've got 6 running, and say you're the last one you set off, and then one of the locos derails, you're sort of like, oh no, pressing loco, going through all because I've got 20 locos programmed down this, trying to find it, and by the time you've done that, the crash has already happened. So yeah, that's just kind of limitations, I suppose, but I wouldn't let it discourage you from getting it, like I say, for the price. Considering the price of some controllers, it's definitely worth it. So what we'll do now is we'll look at the controller that I have decided to buy, and I'll tell you why I've decided to get that one. So back in a bit. So the controller I've decided to get is the Fleischmann Rocco Z21, which a lot of people seem to be getting, or a lot of people have, and I'm just finding out about it through all my research. So yeah, that's what I've invested in, and it is an investment. Brand new, this is going on £380 to £400. I managed to find someone selling it on eBay for £300, and I hummed and hawed for ages thinking there's got to be something wrong with it, there's got to be something wrong with it. I thought I'll take a punt. If it's not working, then I can just send it back and get my money back. But here it is. I mean, it's in mint condition. I haven't plugged it in yet, so this might be a short video. But it came really well packaged. The seller had great feedback, so if it works perfect for £300, then you know, bargain in a sense compared to £400. Like I say, it is an investment. The thing is, with lockdown just now, I literally cannot go out and buy a cup of coffee. So I'm still working, earning money, and apart from fuel to get back and forward to work, I'm not spending it. So it gives me the opportunity to buy luxury items like this. Because to be honest, I looked at this before and I thought I just can't afford it. But thanks to lockdown I can. Not that I'm praising lockdown, because I'm not a big fan of it. Hopefully this will end soon. So I went for the black one. There's a few models. There's the white, there's the black, and I think there's is it Black Plus or something like that. We're watching Simon's Shed videos. He's been doing a really good series on them, and when he compared the three models, I decided that the black one was the one that suited my layout the best. So it's wireless. So that's a router. That's a TP-Link to hook into the Wi-Fi down the stairs. So I can now steal the wife's tablet and basically have control in my hands no matter where I am around the layout. So if something goes horribly wrong, I can just press a button instead of trying to crawl under that or that. So need a little bit of modification to the layout, or more to the wiring, not to the layout, to get this to fit in. So this is coming away, because ever since I put this in, I keep on hitting my head or my back off these corners, as does my wife when she comes in to close the curtains. I've been knocked at a few times, as you can imagine. So this is coming away. I will use about that much of it, which is going to go in that corner there. For the router and the TP-Link to sit on. Underneath, so there's the wires going to the controller just now. So I need to cut them and then just fix them on to there, because I do have some feeds coming down for the goods yard, so I can't just get rid of that wire, because it's actually an extension to the main bus there. And I need to slightly reposition the end piece there and just bring it more over to the corner, and then that's just a chalk block or whatever you want to call it, so I can just run another two wires out the other side into the back of the Z21. So that's what I'm going to get on with just now. When we come back, I'll show you how easy, hopefully, it is to get all my locos into the Z21 and get some stuff running. So back in a bit. Okay, that's me set up in the corner there. Z21's hooked up to the TP-Link and is working fine. Got it all wired in at the back there. I know that kind of sticks out in the layout right now, but there's going to be a back scene along there eventually that will hide it. So it's no big issue. The modifications have been done, the control panel's away, the wires are just ended under there and tacked onto the bottom of the table, and there's a wee extension going into the back of the Z21. The only issue I've got is that for some reason the TP-Link isn't communicating with my Wi-Fi. So right now the Z21 communicates with the TP-Link and the TP-Link communicates with the tablet. So the railway works, but I cannot update anything. And I've looked online at how to fix it, and all you get is screeds and screeds of IT language, which I just don't understand. I'm not very IT literate, shall we say. So if any of you know how to fix that and can explain it in a way that someone who has no clue about IT can understand, i.e. tell me what to click on, tell me what I look for in plain English, then great. But if you start going into things like IP addresses and all sorts of weird and wonderful things, you'll lose me. I've got an IT guy that I can get around to fix it, obviously not just now, so once things are lifted and people can come to the house, get him round to sort it if I've not sorted it by then. But anyway, so to the actual tablet and the app. So there is two apps. You've got the Z21 app, and then make sure that you get the black one. There's one that's kind of red and blue with a train on it, that one's the old one, doesn't work. And there's the updater, which I can't use because I can only connect to the Z21, I can't connect to the Wi-Fi. So need to see what happens with that. So if we click on the Z21 app, and that screen comes up. Now, the instructions. Oh, these are going on useless. So they're not very detailed, they don't really explain things that well in my eyes. So good old YouTube, people like Lakeside and Simon's Shed and Cotsmore, they've done very detailed videos, series of videos on how to get all this working. So that's what I did, and I got it working. So I'm not going to go into great detail here because there's no point in me bodging my way through something that they've done really well. So once you get it up and running, it is very user friendly. So say click on vehicles up in the top left, and it brings up all the locos. The light in here is reflecting off the screen, sorry. And you can just scroll through, so I've got them all programmed in. And if you want to delete one, so say I want to delete the black 5, all you do is swipe across, comes up with a warning, do you want to do this? I'm going to do it just so I can show you how to program something in, so yeah, let's delete the black 5. So if I want to add a new loco, it's a simple case of going to add loco, and it always goes to local address 3, just like the Hornby one. 3 seems to be the default. Now I know the black 5 is 4 because that's what it's programmed in, so done. Put in the name, black 5. Categories, got a wee handy wee thing. I'll show you how or why it's handy when it gets to control, but if we go into that, you'll see that I've set up the various regions, and the black 5's in the LMS, so I'll put it in LMS, and you can add new categories if you want. Or different categories, you know, you could have like all my black locals, all my green locals, whatever suits you. Miles per hour for the speed display, that's really just a bit of a gimmick. Photo, so if you want to take a photo, you just click on that. It says, do you want a camera, come on. So there you go, and you can just take a photo and it crops it and then puts it in, but I'll do that later. Oops. It's a DCC decoder, regulation steps 128, keep it on that because that means you've got smoother acceleration, deceleration, and you can go into all sorts of advanced things if you want, but that isn't necessary for the operation. FXX is all your functions, your lights, your sounds. I don't have any sound locos, but I am considering getting a chip just to try it out. So you can put all that in there and you can mess about with the order as well. But we don't need to worry about that just now. So that's it, that's the loco programmed in, so come out. Big play button is obviously play with your trains. And you get this screen up. So I've got the two controllers. Sorry, I should have layouts. If you have like a layout that has electronic control for the points, you can program in your whole layout there to work the points and to show you which route trains are going to take. I don't have that, so I'm not going to bother. So back to the control screen, I've got the two speed bars, so I can control two locos. If you wanted to have a layout, then you just press the points, so that will be your layout there and that will be your loco. There's various ways to get to what loco you want to control, so you can just swipe like that. You can press the force, or you can scroll along these photos and select whatever local you want, or what I've found the most useful, particularly for quick access, if you press those 4 squares it comes up with bigger images, and then see these categories at the top here, this is what I'm talking about. So if I click LMS where I put the black 5, it comes up with my 4 LMS, so you can quickly access them, so that's quite good, and you just click off it to get back out. British Railways, so I quite like that category thing because it kind of appeals to my OCD, and if you want out of that, just press close. Now, so to get things working, so Cock of the North, I'll select that, it's currently in the station, and all you need to do is just run your finger up the speed thing there, and it moves off. Oh, and if you don't have there, I'll say take my finger off at the wrong time, and if you want to stop it, you just do that, or there's the emergency stop button as well. And yeah, touchscreens, I love them. My big fingers always mess up. So yeah, once you actually get it programmed and running, it's incredibly user friendly. It's very, very easy to use. It's very, very easy to control multiple trains, and unlike the Hornby, very easy to switch between trains because you've got your list there and you can just quickly press something instead of having to scroll through things and remember your numbers and all that. Hi, brief overview of Z21. Really, that's all you need to know to get your layout running. So hope you enjoyed the video, and you can see I suppose how you can use either system. I'm by no means discounting the Hornby system. I think it's great. I used it for 4 years. It was just so happened that I needed a wireless system as my layout got bigger. Well, didn't need it. It was handier to be able to move around. So yeah, leave me any comments you've got. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the layout. Next videos will be doing all the scenery work from basically that corner right the way down to here, starting at the back, village, station, and just generally getting this area done, which will take a while and it will take a few videos, but I'm gradually getting supplies in for that. So yeah, subscribe if you want to keep up with that. Give me any comments you've got, any advice on how to link the TP-Link to the Wi-Fi. Thanks very much for watching, and speak to you again soon. Cheers!